Hey guys, welcome back to MyFlashFunding YouTube channel. Today we have Denzel with us, who is a funded trader of MyFlashFunding, as well as a content creator of MyFlashFunding. He does live stream for MyFlashFunding YouTube channel. In today's interview, we're going to deep dive into his journey of becoming a profitable trader, how he completed the evaluation here at MyFlash, how he got the funded account, how much profits he made, and every recommendation that he has for you guys if you want to become a profitable funded trader. So, congratulations, man, for your recent payout. Tell me something about yourself. Who is Denzel and how you started your trading journey?
Well, greetings everybody. My name is Denzel, originally from South Africa, but I live in Ireland now. It is 2024, so I came across trading in 2020, just randomly scrolling around, seeing videos, movies, and all that kind of stuff. And I thought to myself, this is interesting. I'm trying to get involved. And in life sometimes, even like if you're searching on YouTube or Google, the more you see something, the more you look up things, the more you start to see it everywhere. And it's like law of attraction. So yeah, I was just chilling one time and I started seeing ads for trading 212. I opened up an account with trading 212, €100 into the account. I have no history of trading,
Yeah.
don't know what the hell I'm doing. I opened up a trade, I think it was Euro USD, didn't calculate nothing, didn't even know anything. Into the trade, lost about €20, so like 20% of the account or something like that. I was like, yo, man, trading it's a scam. This is not real. Then I thought to myself, man, I want to make that money back, but I don't know how. So I opened up trading 212 one more time and I just did the exact same thing. This time I made that money back and I ended up having like €120 in profits. I don't even know how it was possible. You can call it beginner's luck. With that beginner's luck, I needed it because it gave me, confirmation that, okay, trading is somewhat real. I entered two trades. One was a loss, the other one was a win, and the win outweighed the loss. And after that, I withdrew the money. I'm like, yeah, I'm keeping this. But from that point on, I wasn't really dedicated to trading. It was just like a side hobby. I'd see it here, I'd see it there. One day I'm interested, the next day I'm not interested. And I had a friend who started trading way before me, and I was following him on Instagram and all that stuff. All I'm seeing is him just posting, posting, posting. And like I said, the more you look up things, the more they're in your face.
Yeah.
If you want the BMW, all of a sudden you see the BMW riding everywhere.
Yeah.
So yeah, from that point on, I literally just started following him, even though I already knew him, and just asked him a few questions here and there about trading. And I could see at this moment in time, he's in his own lane in a whole different league, and I'm just getting introduced. I just stepped inside the door, but I could already see from his habits and everything like that that he was like dedicated to the game. But at that moment in time, I was not dedicated to nothing. So that was my introduction to trading. Fast forward, it's now 2024. A lot of things have changed. So rewinding back to 2020, if I told myself, yo, in 4 years, you're going to be a profitable trader, you're going to be streaming, you're going to have interviews and all this, I wouldn't believe it. Here we are now, and like with dedication, hard work, and seeing the long-term goal, like all I can say is anything is possible, man.
So how long was it ago when you became consistent profitable? Because I know one thing for sure, success,
Mm,
it does not happen overnight. It takes, for some people, it takes years, 4 years, 5 years. For
yeah.
people like me, it took like 2.5 years. So what
Mm.
was your time when you became profitable and how long was it ago?
I would say within the last year and a half, things started to switch. So prior to that, like how you are outside of the markets will always reflect how you are inside of the markets.
Yeah,
I don't
very good point.
I don't care what anybody says. So like before then, the lifestyle was different, going out, clubbing, partying, all these type of things. Starting to cut that things off small, small. I never used to read books at all. In college, yeah, I was reading whatever I was studying, but
Yeah.
once the thing is finished, I'm done reading. I'm gonna go party or whatever. So yeah, I picked up a book. A friend of mine gave it to me, Mike. It's called Good Vibes, Good Life. After I started reading that book, it was like, okay, books have so much knowledge. A lot of people don't like to read. If it's one thing I highly recommend, start reading books. From there, I read Think and Grow Rich.
Yeah.
So reading these books kind of gave me a mindset switch, that if you want a certain type of life, there's certain things you need to cut off. So in the first 2 years of trading, nothing really changed in terms of lifestyle or anything like that. But it was slowly like being introduced gradually, like, okay, if I wanted to become a profitable trader, let me follow people I look up to, people
Yeah.
that's genuine.
Makes
So
sense.
I'm watching videos, I'm binge watching, I'm listening to what they're saying. Risk management is one thing I wasn't practicing. Okay, let me implement implement that. Another thing, having a trading plan. I was not practicing. Let me implement that. Reading books, it's not something that like nobody tells you, go read a book, you know.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Things if you pick it up, it becomes a habit, you know. So before I read 5 pages, that's it. Now it's 10 pages a day. In a month, that's two books, you know. Things are starting to add up. And me doing this outside of the markets, it really started to reflect inside of the markets, you know. When you're sitting down reading, you're not doing anything, you're just being patient, reading the pages, next chapter. You don't want to read 20 pages today and then read 5 pages tomorrow. It doesn't work like that, you know. 10 pages.
Consistency is everything. Yeah.
The consistency, literally consistency and discipline will take you way further than motivation. Like some days you just wake up, you're motivated for like 10 seconds, and that motivation, it goes, but everything changes. So yeah, a year and a half ago, that's when I started to see results, you know. I was doing prop firm challenges. I get a payout here, blow the account, do the same procedure, but each time I'm losing, I'm learning, you know.
Yeah.
So I'm learning about like risk management. I'm learning about news events. There's certain rules and certain prop firms you need to follow. And when you have a rule-based system, it makes life so much easier, you know. Like before, I'll just open up the charts and I'll just enter. And there is a saying, plan the trade and trade the plan. So
Yep. Exactly.
if I'm not doing that, obviously the trades I'm taking are going to be rubbish, you know. So fast forward now, you know, the weekends are made for partying for some people. The transition is that okay, weekends I'm back testing. I'm doing a pre-market analysis. I'm getting ready for the upcoming week. Things like that really made me just change, you know. So Saturday, Sunday, I'm watching videos, I'm back testing, I'm getting ready for the upcoming week. I have my prime setup and my second prime setup. I just wait, you know. Tuesday comes, it's not here. Wednesday comes, it's not here. Thursday, finally, the
On
setup
trade.
is
Yeah.
I enter, and even if it's a SL got hit, I'm okay with it because I planned it and it didn't
Yeah.
go, but it was beautiful still. And then I just rinse and repeat. And that's another thing I learned about trading. Like people assume there's like a secret that you have to do in order to become consistently profitable. Like it's your routine, it's this, it's that. But sometimes it's literally just rinsing and repeating your strategy and your day-to-day routine, you know? So yeah, that was pretty much my turning point in terms of becoming profitable like a year and a half ago. It's just time to get serious, lock in, and understanding that trading can give you so much potentials, especially with prop firms, you know?
Yeah, now we have prop firms. It's absolutely great. Back in the days when I was learning, it was 2017. We had no prop firm. There was FTMO, but nobody really knew about it. So at that time, getting your hands on the capital, even if it's a virtual capital, even there is a chance that your payout may be rejected. However,
Yeah,
during that time, it was impossible. Now there are tons of prop firms, dozens of firms out there.
yeah,
You just need a solid strategy. You need to know how to manage risk, how to
yeah,
control your emotions when you're waiting patiently, when you're waiting, basically, not even patient, when you're waiting for the trade opportunity. That's where the magic happens. Many traders, they make mistake when there is no trade setup. They jump into the random trades when market is moving up or down.
yeah,
So the real thing, the discipline is that you wait patiently and you don't hit buy and sell button all the time.
yeah,
If you understand all of this, prop firms, they are the best thing right now on the internet for every single trader out there. You're gonna risk $500. You're gonna take $100,000 account. You know how you need to trade. You know when to trade. You know when not to trade. You're gonna pass the evaluation. When you're gonna pass the evaluation, you're gonna get the funded account. When you're gonna get the funded account, you're gonna get your payout. And literally that 500 in just 1 to 2 months, it's gonna give you a return of $5,000 or even seven, eight, $10,000. And
exactly.
it's beautiful that we have prop firms now. So one thing that I want to talk about is risk management. And I really want to go in detail. But before that, can you share your screen? Give us the idea how you trade so that way viewers who are watching, they can see your trading secret, the trading strategy that you have.
So let me get the screen ready for you now. Okay. Yeah, so the way I trade, I wouldn't say it's different, but it's unique because it's my style, you know?
Yeah.
So I've learned how to trade from YouTube videos and I've only ever paid for one course. So
Mm-hmm.
that being said, I've just mashed everything together to make it like a piece of cake. Yeah.
Yeah.
So whenever I'm trading, I mainly just trade US 30. My trading style, you could say swing, day trader, intraday trader, scalper, all the above, you know?
Yeah.
I truly believe sometimes people want to put you into a bubble of, okay, you only do scalping, but not really. Like if you know your style and if you know your style works on any time frame, you can do it. People usually just scalp when they have time in the day. You know, I'm sitting here for 2 hours. Yes, I can look at the charts and scalp. If I don't have time, I can do swing trading, you know. But that's just something I just want to say, you know. But yeah, my trading style is it is what it is. So I usually use psychological levels
All right.
whenever I'm trading US 30 in particular. Every other pair, I don't really give it that same treatment. The reason I give US 30 that treatment is because I've done 10,000 hours of back testing. I know when it reaches certain levels inside the markets, it's gonna go off, you know.
Yep.
My style of trading is basically what I do is I trade one pair, which is US 30, and I trade one session, NY session, because you need to understand if you're trading a US pair, it's better to trade that session it correlates to. There's
Yep.
no looking for setups on AUD ends
Yeah,
and
yeah, yeah.
NY session, but people still don't fathom that and understand it. Yeah. So I'll take you to today, basically. What I do is I draw a quick vertical line on the time of the session where I'm looking to begin trading, which is roughly half one my time. I'll just draw a second vertical line when I'm looking to either exit the markets or just exit trading in total. So this would be around six, half six. So I call this my window of opportunity.
All
Yeah.
right.
So anytime price is within these two vertical lines, I have the green light to look for trades, right?
All right.
Another thing I do when I'm trading is very simple: break, retest, Fibonacci, all in one, you know?
Yep.
So it's basically just pure technical and just price action. So in a situation like this, I'll just go to like the 15-minute time frame and I'll see what's happening before I quickly dive into the lower time frames to see what's happening. So the reason I would dive into lower time frames in this situation is because I have time today, you know? So another thing I do, I just quickly mark out the highs and the lows of the day so I can see the trading range for the day,
Yeah.
especially if I'm scalping. So this is my secret formula, if you want to call it. I have my round levels, and price will always react to any one of the round levels at any given time. So even if we're looking here before I quickly show you today's trade or anything like that, we can see that like when price came here, it acted as support, it broke above, it
Yep.
came, you know, it's not always going to react to it every single time. If it did, like everybody be trading US 30 buying and
Yeah.
selling at each point. Like here we can see yesterday it shot up, boom, then it came back to that same point, which is the low of the day, and vice versa, the high of the day, it came, false break, drop below. So for today, today is Friday, we had NFP. So trading NFP is very, very risky. I wouldn't even suggest it to anybody. Only thing I would say is trade after the news event because the news is uncertain. You don't know what's going to happen. You can predict it, and
100%. Yeah.
you know, some people might be going for buys and all of a sudden in 1 second, boom, you got taken out. So understanding what I'm seeing here on the 15-minute, I'll quickly even jump into 1 hour so
Mm-hmm.
you can see what's actually happening. Actually, let's just go into 4 hours. So I'll just show you in general my understanding of what's happening. So overall, like ever since the 31st of May, price has been bullish. It's clear
Yep.
to see I had a sell here, but outside of that, I can clearly see that price is now, this is the low, it's made a higher high, a higher low, and now we're trading within this zone, making higher highs and higher lows. So one thing I did notice on the 4 hour time frame was the fact that we had a low over here and then we had a high over here. So what I would usually do if I'm scaling this in from the higher time frame, I'll just draw my Fibonacci tool from the low to the high, like so. Then I patiently wait for price to enter my Fibonacci levels, which would be the 7860, 6180, which is around here after the news came out. So once I've identified this on the higher time frame, I'll just quickly draw my rectangle lines and so on and so forth, like this. Then from that point, I will just do like a top-down analysis. I go into the next time frame lower to see if I could have scaled in any type of way to see what's happening. So as you can see here, we're at the 7860 of our Fibonacci. It is hard to see with all the lines, but I'm just so used to it, I can just tell. The 7860 also lines up with my psychological levels,
Yep.
which is telling me, okay, we should be getting ready to go and buy the market. On top of that, I'll quickly remove this. I can see there was like a liquidity hunt, if you want to call it that. Price came
Yeah.
to this lowest level.
Took out
Also,
stop losses.
exactly. Also, I have a strategy. I call it the wicked zone. Price also came here to fill in this imbalance of this big bullish engulfing.
Yep.
For a moment in time, as you can see, this candle closed literally at the next line. Once I saw price close like this, I was certain that we're going to be bullish for the day. Reason being, the 4 hour is bullish. We did not break and close below my Fibonacci levels. Also, we have respected this stop loss hunt, order block, liquidity, whatever you want to call it, and my psychological levels. So from that point on, I can just jump into the lower time frames and see what's going on. Another thing I did notice was we had a gap inside the market.
Yep.
Some people trade gaps, some people don't. Personally, when I see a gap, I take advantage. So I clearly saw there was a gap here. I said to myself, okay, with this gap being here in the market, market, what are the chances of it being filled in?
Yep.
So before I press the buy or the sell button, I talk to myself. I say, yo, okay, what's the probability of me entering this trade and it playing out? If the probability is less than 90%, scrap it. But if it's higher than 90, I'm going in. So after I saw this, obviously on the higher time frame, these were just a wick. I'm seeing, okay, in the 50-minute, we do have potential to dive into the lower time frame. So from here, I'm going to go into the 5-minute time frame, and I could clearly see price made a new higher high over here. It
Yeah,
made a
and
high
then high
low.
low.
Then I'm thinking, okay, we still have not yet filled in this full gap over here. I saw price make a higher high. So my entry criteria for this would be I need to see a clean break and close above one of my psychological levels so I can enter the market. So let's not forget, I still have my 4-hour fib in play, and the take profit is the minus 27, which is up here. But with that being said, I can quickly readjust it and just do the same thing I did on the 4-hour on the 5-minute time frame. So here on the 5-minute time frame, I draw my Fibonacci from the low to the high, and my take profit is the minus 27, which is over here. I'll quickly just draw a line here. I'll just call it TP1, and my take profit literally fills in this whole gap over here. So
Yeah.
this simple break retest, and when I'm entering, I enter right on the psychological levels like so, and my stop loss is usually around the 100 level of the Fibonacci, and I'll usually aim for a 1:3 minimum. So this was 1:3.6, and from that moment in time, I'm entering the trade. I get in, I get out. So this was at 250. Take profit was hit at 310. So roughly 20 or 30 minutes inside the trade. And also, like I said, it's within my window of opportunity. Here's my first line over here. Well, it's actually, I moved it. This was NFP at 125, 130. And as you can see, we're here now. All I need is one trade for the day and I'm out. I don't need to continue looking for opportunities and opportunities. Like outside of that, there could have been a second opportunity over here, break, retest. But when the market gives you money, you take it. You don't want to give it back to the market, you know? So this is basically what I do on a day-to-day. I draw my lines, I highlight the highs and the lows. I look for break and retest, Fibonacci, and everything needs to line up with my psychological levels inside the market. But this is really just for US 30. Like I've spent days, hours, weeks just trying to perfect it. So yeah, that's me. It's not my full strategy, but there's more to it. But
Yeah,
that's
yeah, yeah. Perfect, perfect. You can stop sharing, please. Perfect. So you went through every detail that there is to know about your strategy. You do your analysis on 4 hour. You do your analysis if needed on 1 hour, on 15 minutes, 5 minutes, 1 minute. So basically, you do the complete top-down analysis, and you have refined it in a way that you're making sure that the probability of trade going in your favor is higher than
yeah,
it's gonna go against you. And that's what many traders, what I have seen, that they don't understand that you need to have a higher chance of winning into the trades. We can call them A plus trade setup. So how they work in a way that you're making sure when you're taking a trade, you have multiple confluences that are showing you, that are giving you the indication that if you will take a buy, it's gonna perform, or if you will take a sell, it's gonna work in your favor. So you need to
yeah.
have those multiple confluences that tell you whether it is the right time to take a buy or take a sell. So definitely very impressed by the strategy. Let's move on. I want to talk about the risk management side of things. You have been trading for around 4 years.
Yeah.
When you were starting out, of course, we did not know anything. Like any trader who starts out, they have no idea what risk management is, or how to control risk. You were trading your personal capital, then you moved on to prop firms. Now, what I understand, that when you trade your personal capital, risk management is always different as compared to when you trade with prop firms. So how did you adjust your risk management according to the risk parameters of a firm, and how were you trading before you started with prop firms?
Yeah, so I'll answer the second question before I get to the first question.
Perfect.
So with the personal funds, before it was just I have €100, I'm trying to maximize this account. I'm trying to flip it to 200, then from 200 to 4. Each time I'm trying to double. So in terms of that risk management on the personal account, in a trade, I would not risk 1%. I would risk at least 10 to 20% on the personal account. Just because when I started,
Yeah.
that was the mindset I had. And I realized in trading, like to get 10% a month it's crazy results.
100%. Yeah.
I'm trying to get 10% in one trade. Like I'm risking 10 to get 30 back. So it was just like, okay, my mindset was not correct, but I'm just trying to multiply, 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 multiply. So when I got into prop firms, I realized, okay, that's not going to work. If I risk 10% on one trade, if that trade goes even into any form of drawdown reach.
Yeah, you're done. Yeah.
So when I started doing prop firms, I realized there's rules you need to set in place. There's rules you need to follow. So prop firms back in the day, it was, you have 30 days phase one, 60 days phase
Yeah.
two, all of that, all of the other things. But I was mainly focused on what's the daily limit to lose. Yeah. So at the beginning, the daily loss on most prop firms is 5%.
Yeah.
Entering a trade, I'd risk 4.5%.
All right.
Sometimes it plays out, sometimes it doesn't. But this is in the beginning stages of, trading prop firms. Until I realized, okay, it's not a race. It's literally a marathon, not a sprint. So I realized from watching videos and taking people's advice, risking 1 to 2% on a good trade will take you way further than trying to flip it and trying to pass in one go. So with that being said, the prop firm side of things, it became a lot easier to understand. There's rules in place you need to follow. If I have my strategy set like this, all I have to do is just implement the risk side to it to make life easier.
Yeah.
So risking 1 to 2% per trade. And obviously, once I make that profit, what I will then do is I risk the profit that I've just made on my next trade and so on and so forth. So I'm trading smart, not hard. And yeah, that's pretty much the strategy and the mindset in terms of risk management. Each trade has to be the exact amount of risk. So people say, when you draw down, reduce your risk. But sometimes it's like, if I'm in a trade already, let's just say I risked 1% and I lost it. And now my next trade, I don't want to reduce the risk because now I have to take extra trades to make that percentage back, if that makes. So initially, if I'm doing a prop firm challenge, let's just say I would first risk 0.5%, make that profit. And if I lose, it's okay. I'm still going to risk that 0.5%. Then when I make the profits, I'm just going to risk the profits on the next trade so I can make that money back. Or I don't want to say make that money back because that's not the mindset, but you know what I mean, yeah?
Yeah. I get the idea.
Then literally 1 to 2% is all you need in order to pass any challenge. And like with MyFlashFunding, phase one and phase two is 6%,
Yep. Yeah,
So
100%.
most of my trades are 1:3. So all I need is just two A+ trades, 1:3. Boom. Next one, 1:3. That's the job done. And I rinse and repeat. Phase two, that's it. When I'm on the live account, I can take it easy. I don't have to rush, that mindset is gone now. It's a live account. I can take my time, So like even this week, I only took 2 trades, one today and one on Tuesday. Compared to before, when I was just new to the game, if I show you my trading history, it's trade, like 10 trades a day, So yeah, risk management teaches you a whole lot, especially when you've blown so many accounts, It's like, I need to stop doing that. Let me focus on what's right,
Beautiful. Yeah.
what's wrong.
Perfect. Definitely agree with you on that. You were talking about when you were reading books, it helped you a lot in your trading. What would you recommend, like the 2 recommendations for the books for every single one of the trader who is watching? Your favorite 2 trading books?
Okay, it's going to be cliche, but obviously trading in the zone. If you haven't read it, go read it. That's in terms of trading.
Yeah.
In terms of mindset and everything like that, I would say Atomic Habits. Yeah.
Both of them are here.
The reason why I say Atomic Habits,
100%.
everything has a trigger,
Yep.
So if you know you have a certain habit and you are aware of that habit, it's like, okay, I've taken a loss. More time when people take a loss, the first thing that they do is revenge trade. And sometimes they know they're doing it, sometimes they don't.
Oh, no. Yeah.
That will spiral into a losing streak. After the losing streak, you blow the account. Guess what happens after you blow the account? You buy another one, So Atomic Habits kind of opened my mind to, okay, look, I took that loss, close MT4. Then that just stopped that spiral. You come back tomorrow because you need to live to trade another day. So yeah, the 2 books I would recommend. The first book, trading wise, is
Trading in the zone. Yeah.
Trading Zone. The second book, Atomic Habits.
Perfect. Beautiful. And 3 recommendations for traders who want to pass the funding challenge. How they should complete the evaluation and become a funded trader.
Okay, 3 recommendations. The first recommendation is obviously know your strategy. Don't just buy an account with no strategy, okay? And with that strategy, obviously back test it. So okay, if I buy this account with my strategy, I can pass a challenge. So that's the first thing. The second thing I would say would be understand that there is no rush, So like social media will make you feel like, oh, this guy got an account and he passed in one day. But that's because he knows what he's doing and that's his strategy,
Yeah.
But understand it's a marathon. It's never going to be a sprint. And you can take 5 months to pass a challenge. It's okay.
Market isn't going anywhere, of course. Yeah.
And the last thing I would say is understand that the market has plenty of opportunities. If you missed a trade today, don't beat yourself up and say, oh, man, missed that trade is going to be the banger of a trade. Guess what? Tomorrow, the exact same setup might present itself, you know? So that's why I would say know your strategy, number one. Number two, I forgot what number two was, but just focus on you, you know?
Yeah, no worries.
Number three, literally, it's a marathon. It's never a sprint.
Perfect. Thank you so much, man, for your time, for sharing your trading journey, your strategy in very detail. Like that's one of the best ways that I have seen so far, someone explaining strategy to me. And talking about risk management, giving the recommendation for books, giving the recommendation for trader who want to pass the challenge. And guys, if you haven't taken the challenge with My Flash Funding, we have added the link in description. And also do not forget to follow My Flash Funding on all social media platforms. Links are in description. We will see you guys in the next video. Thank you, Denzel, again. Bye for now.
You.